Ted Cruz beat Jimmy Kimmel in a one-on-one basketball tournament. Ooh, Daddy wanna click. Daddy wanna click so bad. Oh, but no. We're not here for this. That's right. We've got a lot of. Come on, Stealth. We need to go to the. We need to click on the bad articles. Okay. All right. Let's start with the basics here. Comic book artist J. Scott Campbell attacked as a racist and a pedo. So those of you who were off Twitter over the last week, comic book artist J. Scott Campbell was attacked for his picture of Flower Lily. Flower Lily? Princess Lily? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Flower Lily. But Tiger Lily. There we go. That's the name. It's right here in the friggin' descriptive. Damn, Stealth. Tiger Lily. From Fairy Tale Adventures from 2014. Those of you who can look at a current calendar will see that that was over 4 years ago. And now, this image right here is absolutely beautiful. Come on, open the image. Open the. I want to see the full screen version. I don't care about this. Look at this. This is a beautiful image. All right. The detail work is absolutely amazing. The coloring is great. And the best part about this is that the character literally shines through above everything else. It is a great image. The detail work. Look at the detail work in the hair in the background over here, right here with the skull. You've got Smee. He's got actual hair on his arms. Look on his legs too, not on his knees, but on his legs along the thighs. Look at this. Look at all of this. It's even got the oh, it's so good. I wish I could draw this well.
Notice me, senpai. Please notice me, senpai.
I just use Facebook for fam and friends, so I'm scrolling looking at cute babies, and promoted site assaults my eyes. Artist J. Scott Campbell's fairy tale fantasy series. Granted, he draws all women scantily clad, but also goes to make Tiger Lily as a tied-up victim captive. And then the upset stomach emoji. Okay, I'm not sure why that gave you indigestion, but alright, let's just, okay. I'm not sure you've ever bothered looking at J. Scott Campbell's work, but okay. I know she's a fictional character. Alright, great. Good, I don't have to tell you about that. It's telling and gross that he chose to portray her in this manner / state. You've never looked at his work. You've never looked at his work. I'm going to go with you don't know what you're talking about.
I have several questions.
There's so much traction on this, but I forgot. Whenever you mention problems with non-native depictions of us, NTV... What the fuck is even an NTV mascot? I don't even know what that is. Appropriation. Appropriation? What is the Girl, this is from Peter Pan. Peter Pan. I'm pretty sure Peter Pan was made by a white guy. Or a white woman. I don't remember. White person. I could almost swear by it. I could be wrong on that. Alright? I haven't actually read Peter Pan. Ever. I've only ever seen the Disney remakes. Like the cartoon. The Hook with Robin Williams. You know, all the various sci-fi mini-movies. I've seen all of those over the years. Again, please excuse my voice. I'm still recovering from my cold. And this stuff has just been piling on. But I've heard all these weak justifications. I don't even care. It's not real. Not real. Not real. It is not real. Don't you have real things to care about in the world? Comic book stands. Comic book stands? What the fuck you... I'm pretty sure that's what you meant, fans. For the record, I have zero problems with sexy images or even... No, yes, you do. Yes, you do. In statement. I'm calling you a liar. When a non-native man depicts a native woman in a hypersexualized... So you're saying that if J. Scott Campbell did, like, that 21andMe thing and proved that he had Native American blood in his system, it would be alright for all of this? I've ruined your argument with 121andMe fucking test.
You don't want Amelia, you can always have me.
Well, hey, I didn't know the Knights had hot cat girls, too.
Yes. Actually, I'm a boy.
Yes!
His fanboys are toxic as hell. His fanboys are toxic as hell? Who the fuck are you, Johnny Blackout? I don't care. This whole deal is as outdated as the peephole scene in Porky's. That is a classic scene. But of course, the internet comes down on you because, boy, do they love the ability to sexualize it. What the fuck's an Indian? Oh my god, you're trying to say Indians. You're trying to call them Indians. Oh, Johnny Blackout, you is racist. Fairy tale fantasies, are you fucking kidding me? This looks like a sick pedophile fantasy, a child's fairy tale turned to grown man's porn. A sexy Indian again. See. Once again, they're just trying very hard to use racist terms because they want to be as racist as hell.
Yes.
Really not okay. So J.C.R. Campbell actually responded to him, and he said, "Really not getting into a back and forth about this. Except I will point out, a tied captive Tiger Lily is pretty standard image, even in the G-rated comic classic. It's true. He tied her up, put a anchor on her, and left her on a fucking rock here, and there she is in the boat, right here on the other one. Yeah, I knew exactly what scene he was depicting. Also, I'd like to state that in this one, she's shining as well over it. She doesn't seem to really care, much like in the original. Let's go back here again. Literally shining through. She's indignant about the whole thing. She doesn't care. Who are you, random white girl? Heather 28 down to fuck. Oh, that's your name. Heather 28 DF. Yeah, down to fuck. I know Heather. Might I suggest having a different user account name? I'm just saying. Maybe you're not portraying yourself serious enough in that, Heather. Maybe that's not the right @ you want to have there, Heather. Okay, Heather. Just race hustling. 30 seconds of searching will show that J.C. Campbell will wonderfully draw pin-ups and comics of crazy, sexy people of any race, ethnicity, culture, bound up in crazy danger, etc. His delectable brand of cheesecake comes in equal opportunity flavors. Thank you, Galactus Planet Eater. Thank you, Galactus Planet Eater. Birdie Sins. Art is fantastic, and grow the hell up. The character isn't real. Purity Sin pretty much wrote down everything I feel about this. Grow the fuck up. Just grow the fuck up. People who are offended by this, grow the fuck up. Just grow the fuck up. I mean, honestly. Just a friendly FYI for a few newbies to my very popular fairy tale fantasy series from a few years back. It was pretty obvious the playful pin-up style images were all of adult-aged re-imaged of classic characters, which everyone at the time caught that. Ethan Van Sciver's attacker admits truth. It's because of President Trump. So those of you who remember last year, when my channel actually started back in November, I actually joined up, and it was one of the reasons why was because Ethan Van Sciver was getting hit on Twitter every single day by a bunch of people. One of them was some black guy. I can't remember his name. There's a video on him below. He has a serious issue with calling everyone Nazis, and I don't really care. And then Tim Doyle here, who's some kind of print artist who steals artwork. I'm gonna say it again. Tim Doyle steals other people's artworks, puts them on prints, and then sells them online and at various places. You see Tim Doyle, remind him constantly that he is an art thief. He is an art thief. You call him a print artist, I will punch you in the face personally. The man is an art thief. Don't care about you, go away. Alright. Tim Doyle has been on a quest to defame Ethan Van Sciver at every turn. Doyle is labeled Van Sciver everything from homophobic bigot to a Nazi. I find that funny because Ethan doesn't care if someone is gay or not. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But he's also one of those like Christian men, and he's like, you should have children and have your wife. It's the most important things in your life. I'm going, Ethan, stop reminding me that I need to have kids. However, that hasn't stopped Doyle from continuing his campaign. After Ethan Van Sciver announces he was no longer working at DC Comics, Doyle revealed his real reason for going after him. Maybe one day, but I want to do Cyberfrog. Okay, so here he is. He's asking. Jason Succulent Summertime was asking, "Do you plan on returning to DC Comics anytime soon?" And he's like, "Maybe one day. I want to do Cyberfrog for the next couple of years at least. I want to own something I create. DC is great was good to me, and I had a good time there. But it's time to get rich." Ethan understands that at this point in time, he's made a name for himself with his YouTube series of artwork and portfolio reviews and shitting on bad Star Wars and toy reviews. He's managed to make himself a brand name. He's managed to make himself look popular, and he can go ahead and talk about things. And that is an important thing to talk about right there. And so now, people will support his artwork and his stuff. And he's proven he is a good artist. When one Twitter asked for evidence of Van Sciver being a bigot, Doyle replied at Exhibit A through Z, Ethan being a Trump voter. Here it is. Explain to me how he is a bigot. Exhibit A through Z, Ethan being a Trump voter. That mentality leads to civil war, Bucky. Like, honestly, that mentality literally leads to civil. If this is your entire mentality, if you care more about who someone voted for than who they are as a person, just leave. Just leave. All right, I care more on someone on an individual basis than I do on someone on a who they voted for basis. All right, I'm not gonna be angry at any of my friends in California for voting for Democrats. Same way I'm not gonna be angry at my friends in Georgia for voting for a Republican. Get over it. They live entirely different lives. There are two entirely different lives, and if you don't understand that concept, you need to travel the world, and not the world. Travel just the United States, and not just the cities. Go to Middle America. Not the cities. Go to the farm places. Live there for like 7-8 months. Talk to people. Learn the culture. Try out some new things, guys.
Have sex with me.
Question mark?
For practice.
What the fuck? We're siblings. At least ease me into the idea first.
You're gonna ease into something.
Doyle wouldn't stop there. He doubled down on his attacks on labeling Ethan an alt-right asshole. Ethan is no longer getting work at DC. I heard this months ago, but now I guess it's public. I wonder why that would happen. Oh, alright, he's an alt-right asshole. Really? Again, he puts up a bunch of pictures from 3-4 years ago. One picture, which is actually 10 years old. The Mein Kampf evildoer art book, which, by the way, I thought was a brilliant bit of satire, calling all villains Nazis. I mean, if you want to tell me that the villains are good, you can go ahead and do that, but I wouldn't do that. SJWs have been harassing me, led by this fellow, for 2 years now. Called a Nazi, a bigot, rumors spread about me, which have made life uncomfortable. When asked why they are doing this to me, an answer finally comes. He voted for Trump. That's why he's been going through all this crap, alright? Anyone who tells me otherwise, there's your leader. That's why it's happening. End statement. This sounds good in their heads, but it sounds pretty sick to normal people. I did vote for the president. I'm still glad I did. If this strikes you as a cause to ruin someone's life, you have no place in polite society. Wrong side of history, Tim. Ash heap. I'd like to also state right here, during a live stream, Ethan was doing on things, and his Twitter started going nuts, and he checked it out. Apparently, Doyle was talking about a foreclosure that Ethan had, and Ethan was explaining how his wife had a miscarriage at the time due to a flood, and that was the cause of the foreclosure. The man broke out into tears. And how dare you sit there and make fun of him for a foreclosure that ended in the life of his soon-to-be child and really messed him up? I mean, really, what is wrong with you? Get some fucking perspective, buddy. So those of you who've not been checking out Cyberfrog Blood Honey, it is up over $200,000 on Indiegogo, and the link will be below. I would love if you guys go ahead and donate. Ethan does some amazingly beautiful artwork. I'm very, very excited to see where this comic goes, and I wish I could afford some of this really expensive stuff, but all I can afford is the basic graphic novel, because I have a day job and I have bills to pay as an adult. Unlike Tim Doyle, who spends hundreds upon thousands of dollars on people's background checks and credit reports, and then tries to sit there and yell at them about it. I've got 3 more articles. Jesus. Alright, so Chuck Wendig. So those of you who've not been checking out Chuck Wendig, he's a little dickweed. And this is very important. Now, Chuck Wendig. Check out how big his name is on all of these books. Look at how very large his name is. Wendig. Granted, I do love the design work on this logo of his. Your name is larger than the name of the title of the books you are currently selling, Bucky. I have a problem with this for a number of reasons. I was taught very, very often that in something like this, if someone's name is larger than the book, it's usually because they made one really good book, and then their name became popular, and so you put their name at the biggest font possible, so that people who recognize the name will be like, yeah, I've heard about this guy, and then we'll buy the book. They will not buy the book based on the cover, on the premise of the book, not even on the genre at times. But yeah, let's go check out Chuck, who has written Star Wars stuff. Go away, you stupid advertisement. Oh, for those of you who don't know, I am getting all this from Bounding Into Comics. I do frequent their site very often. You guys go check out Bounding Into Comics. Link down below in the description. Star Wars author Chuck Wendig doubles down on his attacks on profanity-laced Twitter explosion. Chuck Wendig, about a week or two ago, actually, I tried doing this while I was on the road using a screen capture, but my phone didn't like it, and my phone didn't like trying to send it to Facebook, so I gave up on that. That was before my voice went to crap over the last week. My voice is still kind of crap. I'm getting that if you're getting that kind of tingy sound, that's actually my voice. It's that bad right now. Star Wars Chuck Wendig has been extremely busy on Twitter. First, he decided to attack a number of Star Wars fans by calling them white supremacists. Let's be honest here. He attacked an entire Star Wars fan group. He would then threaten to sue fans over a parody shirt. I thought the parody shirt was adorable, and I was going to buy one when I got home. Did not get a chance to. Makes me sad. But his latest Twitter attack is the most bizarre. It's over 30 tweets long and begins an attack on President Donald Trump. Most of the rant centers around Trump and the Republican Party. He uses the F word quite a bit. Oh, profanity alert, guys. Alright, the idea here is that somehow we're turning off potential anti-Trump voters by saying salty words about the man. No, that's not really it. Bad news if that train can really be derailed with so tiny a pebble, it wasn't going to reach its destination. If they're turned off by a little smidge of profanity, but not considerably more off-kilter, thanks to the actual vulgarian in the White House who is basically using us, the flag, the Constitution, as toilet paper. Okay, they were never going to vote against him, not ever. Great, cool. You understand their mentality. They're not going to not vote for him. Got it. The right has crafted a sneaky narrative. Oh god, this continued fucking propaganda crap. The right is a bunch of propagandists. The lefts are a bunch of propagandists. Every side is a bunch of propagandists. I just don't fucking care. Alright. Well, simultaneously holding full court press against tiniest slight cast by someone on the left. Yes, I killed a baby, but that Democrat was rude about it. What the fuck Republican killed a baby? And then what Democrat called him out on it? I'm Chuck. I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist. I'm pretty sure if anyone killed a baby, they would probably go to jail for it. I'm almost certain on that, Chuck. I'm gonna swear by that one, Chuck. I mean, didn't this just happen in Star Wars fandom? Rian Johnson calling a very specific subset of fans man-babies. He called everyone who didn't like the movie man-babies. There's not a specific subset on that. There's a large portion of the demographic on that. And Solo ended up costing because of it. Or me calling that toxic subset of fans shitty. Chuck, your name is the biggest part of your books. Your books is how you make money. Money is how you eat. Are you trying to starve, Chuck? Moving on. Then that group acts deeply offended and they do their dipshit judo reversal. Well, they hate fans and they use bad language. That's why we must harass them on Twitter. No, Chuck, no one's harassing you on Twitter. People are calling you a fuckwad because you're being a fuckwad. Stop being a fuckwad. We'll stop calling you a fuckwad. You fuckwad. End statement. If you don't want to be treated like a dumbass, stop acting like a dumbass. It all comes from a poisoned septic wellspring. I agree, Chuck. All of your mentality comes from a poisoned septic wellspring. And of course, we know that what the wellspring is. Sing it with me. Toxic masculinity and abusive white toxic masculinity. Use a man. Chucky. Use a white. Use a white blonde. You is Aryan Nation, Bucky. And I don't know how we heal those waters. Well, for one thing, you stop calling everyone you don't like racist. At this point in time, if someone calls me racist, I kind of just shrug and call it a day. I shrugged and called it a day throughout the day too. Because, oh, you're racist, and I'm like, just against Dominicans. I'm like, you said you were. I'm like, yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. We don't like Dominicans. Get over it. But Dominican culture and me do not fucking mix. Big whoop-de fucking do. I regret nothing. The end. The funny part is he started off talking about Trump and then went right back to his own fucking issues. Chuck, your name is the largest thing in your freaking books. Why not suggest not using that? Up next, Sean Gordon Murphy hints at a major problem at Marvel Comics.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go.
Those of you who've not been checking out Sean Gordon Murphy is an absolute sweetheart. I have loved his work over the years. I loved his beginning work. It was very artsy and stuff. If you guys not checked out, I believe Sean Gordon Murphy did Batman White Knight. If you not checked out Batman White Knight, go check it out, folks. It is a great series. I believe it's either finishing up or just finished up. I'm waiting for the trades on that one personally. Mostly because I'm not going to give DC a lot of money, and I don't have the room for a bunch of comics flying around like that. I just don't. You know what I mean? Sean Gordon Murphy might be one of the most talented artists in business. His Batman White Knight story arc at DC Comics has been one of the most successful comics over the past year. It actually is. He's also showed his talent on his creator-owned work with Rick Remender on Tokyo Ghost and Mark Miller on Chrononauts. In a recent impromptu question and answers with his fans on Twitter, Murphy hinted at one of the major problems Marvel Comics is suffering. How about a run on Moon Knight? I'll say this half-jokingly, Marvel can't afford me. Marvel doesn't really pay its artists. What I'm getting at with this. I've actually heard this from a bunch of people who I know who have worked at Marvel, who are working at Marvel. Marvel's pay is shit. To me, this means Marvel can't afford top talented artists and creators like Sean Gordon Murphy. We've seen them lose maybe their most talented writer over the past decade in Brian Michael Bendis to DC Comics. Artist Jim Chung also appears to have jumped ship to DC Comics as he's working with Scott Snyder on Justice League. They also lost the talents of artist John Romita Jr., and they are alone in the creative brain drain leaving Marvel Comics. Writer Jeff Lemire hasn't written anything for Marvel since his run on Thanos ended. Even the creator of Thanos, Jim Starlin, has separated his ties with Marvel and comics. And maybe the most recent artist to leave was Captain America artist Chris Samney. Actually, Chris was not a bad artist. I'm not going to say that. Like, he wasn't... Like, the writers were terrible, but the artwork was spot on. That's on top of creatives who have gone on to pursue creator-owned work like writers like Rick Remender, Jonathan Hickman, Matt Fraction, and Ed Brubaker. If you guys have not checked out Matt Fraction's personally owned stuff, go check it out. I've not checked out Rick Remender stuff, but I'm probably going to give it a quick once-over later on. Marvel definitely appears to have a talent problem, as many creatives are taking their work and leaving for their top competitor DC Comics, or are setting off on their own into creator-owned works with publishers like Image Comics, or even doing things themselves, like fundraising campaigns like Indiegogo or Kickstarter. You think Marvel has a talent problem? Yes I do. I know people who work there. Marvel has a talent issue. Marvel does not want to pay for the talent. And frankly, whenever they pick up talent that doesn't fit their ideology, they throw them the hell out. Just look at Jonathan Malin. Tim Doyle now targets artist Mitch Breitweiser because he supports President Donald Trump.
That little shit!
This art thief. I hate this guy.
I'm kind of sensing that you don't really like me that much.
Take it this way. If I had a dick, now would be the time I tell you to suck it.
Artist Mitch Breitweiser, who previously worked on a number of Marvel books, including Captain America, Defenders, Drax the Destroyer, and more, is the largest target of attacks from Tim Doyle. And the only thing that provoked his latest attacks from Doyle was Mitch's support of Donald Trump. Mitch made his support for President Trump public following his election in 2016. Yeah, there he made a little bit of artwork there. Interesting. Watercolor. Looks kind of funky to me, but that's fine. Dude, hands. Hands, man, hands. What the fuck? What are these, mittens? What are these, mittens? I'm just fucking with you, Mitch. You do better hands than I do anyway. Doyle went out of his way to attack Mitch, who tweeted out his excitement about his upcoming comic book project, Red Rooster. I'm about to take one of the biggest risks of my life. A couple of years ago, I thought it was over. I wasn't getting much support, and friends were turning their backs on me. But now your enthusiasm is palpable, and all things are possible. It really is special. Thank you. Mitch has been on a number of the comic streams amongst us on Comicsgate. He's actually a very nice guy. If you guys get a chance, support Mitch's work, Red Rooster. He also does some really good artwork. Granted, this does not really give justice to it. He does some good work. That's when Doyle decided to go after him, much like he has done with these events Skyver and Diversity in Comics, by attempting to label Mitch as a fascist because he supports President Trump like millions of other Americans. I will say this: if anyone actually bothers to go and dox me and my family, please don't. I don't want my mother to go to jail for killing someone. I would feel bad if my mother, who is an old woman, killed someone. Like, that would make me feel bad. It's okay to be conservative. It's not okay to support a serial sexual assaulter who toadies up to fascists like Trump. Please reconsider. Mitch's wife, Elizabeth Breitweiser, comic book colorist who famously works with Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, as well as Robert Kirkman and Paul Azet. I will never get your name right, Paul. I'm sorry. Paul oh, fuck it. Paul would then call Doyle for his sickening behavior. It's okay to conservative. He literally just went, Here's a picture of my last text to you. Tim Doyle, please leave us alone. In no small part due to your actions here and on Facebook, Mitch and I have been harassed, threatened, libeled, and bullied in this industry for almost 2 years. It has been truly awful, and you don't even know my politics because I've never shared them with you. But you've still seen fit to malign me because you think you don't like Mitch anymore. Mitch is a good man. And I'm sorry you can't see that over your ideological driven agenda. All this destruction, heartache, and unnecessary drama for what? Mitch made a silly doodle of the president and wished him well in bringing all Americans together? Or is it now because we haven't abandoned our friend Ethan? After everything Mitch and I have been through, I'm asking you very politely here to get us out of your head and leave us alone.
Fool me once, I'm mad. Fool me twice, how could you? Fool me 3 times, you're officially that guy. Okay, you know the one. You go to the bar, he's like, this suit is officially is a Giorgio Armani. Ask my dad knows, and fuck you.
Breitweiser called him, and Doyle claimed he would leave the thread.
I ain't having that shit.
However, he would soon double down on his attacks and claim the United States is running concentration camps. Shame on you, Timmy. You know, see right here. Nerd Wonder is an absolute sweetheart. I love her to no end. She is all hugs and kittens, and I'm not even joking on that. Like if you guys hashtag crap, it was like hug attack or something like that. I can't remember, but it's like she'll just sit there and just spam me with hug gifts all day. Absolute sweetheart. Love Nerd Wonder to no end. Platonic, guys. Don't get yourselves all up in arms. I got a nice guy I'm looking at right now. Shame on you, Timmy. You know that politics don't equal evil. We have been seeing currently many liberals revealed to be rapists, assaulters of women. As a woman, I know that a man's politics does not make them evil. It's their heart and greed which can corrupt any human. Here's the deal. When the politics cause real pain, like separating babies from mothers and concentration camps for children, that's an evil thing. Politics have real-world consequences. I agree. Obama did those terrible things. This isn't the first time Breitweiser has come. This isn't the first time Breitweiser has come under attack for his support of the president and his political beliefs. As that umbrella guy points out, Bleeding Cool has run at least 2 articles targeting Breitweiser for his support of Donald Trump and his political beliefs. They have. The first mocks him for losing supposed comic book friends over his support of President Trump, and the second attempts to paint him as a villain like Ethan Van Sciver because they stand apart from the overwhelming majority of other comic book creators who were outraged or upset when President Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, who has been proven to be insubordinate as opposed to put into the IG report. And those of you who don't understand, the FBI is much like a military organization. Insubordination is one of the harshest things you can do. You dumbass. What do you make of Doyle's latest attack? I think Doyle's a piece of shit. Tim Doyle is an art thief and a piece of shit. That's my statement on it. And the fact of the matter is that he's friends with all these other people who make articles at Comic Book Resources, at Bleeding Cool, at the Mary Sue, at all these other places. So if you sit there and you show me articles on this, I've already seen those articles. Tim Doyle wrote them.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
This is stuff that pisses me off. I'm the South Hispanic. You do you. I'll do me. And of course, adios.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me.